You can add images to a web page via the standalone image element. The graphic gets inserted at the position where you write the element in the HTML document. In addition, no line break is used after the graphic if you use a graphic in the body text. At least the HTML attribute source and alt must be present in the image tag. You can use the former attribute to specify where the web browser finds the image file. The latter attribute, on the other hand, is used for an alternative description of the image in case the image can't be loaded or displayed, and it also helps people with visual impairments because the text it contains can be read aloud by screen readers. You don't necessarily have to use the alt attribute in the image element, but if the attribute is missing, the validation check will report an error asking you to use it. This is confusing at first because it says that the alt attribute must be used, whereas the attribute value isn't mandatory. If you don't want to use the alt attribute, then at least the surrounding text should describe the image. For example, if there's no relevant content in a graphic and a description with the alt attribute makes no sense at all, it's recommended to use an empty alt. The alt attribute is also important for search engines because a web crawler can't see what's in an image. Thus, web crawlers have to rely on a meaningful description with meaningful keywords in the alt attribute. While there's no official recommendation on how much you should put into the alt attribute, you shouldn't overdo it here. However, the more data the web crawler has at its disposal, the more positive the effect will be on the website's ranking. This example demonstrates the image element in use. The images are left aligned by default to match the alignment of the text. The top two images are displayed side by side if they fit the width of the browser window. This figure also shows how to align an image between body text flush with the font baseline. For creating a website, it has proven useful to store all images in a separate directory. Especially when the website becomes more extensive, you can maintain a better overview of where the individual files are stored. Graphics and images are often placed in a directory named Images or Pictures. This makes future development easier when you want to put an image into the site. The global title attribute is often used for images. The content of the title attribute gets displayed when you hold the mouse cursor over the image. Here is an example with the title attribute. Using the title attribute to provide additional information about images is fine here. If you use an image as a link to another page, it would make more sense to use this title element to indicate what happens when the user clicks on this image. For example, if an enlarged version of the image displays in a new window, this use of the title attribute would make sense semantically. In this figure, the image has been captioned with a link to a larger version of the image. Accordingly, the description with the title attribute was changed. Note that an image isn't technically inserted into the HTML document. Instead, it's linked to the HTML document. The image tag only creates the necessary space for the referenced content. To continue your learning, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss out on a new video.